Hi everyone, this is a solution guide, I guess, to part 3 of the review packet that I gave you. This is on rules of exponents. So I'm going to go through all of the problems and I'm going to explain how to do them. Please excuse any rustling in the background. My dogs are in the room with me. So this first problem, the only thing that's wrong here is that we can't have this negative exponent, that -2. So what happens is this -2, because there's parentheses around the 7 and the x, the -2 is going to the 7 and to the x. If you do not have the parentheses, you are not going to carry that -2 to the 7, okay? So let's start by just putting this as 1 over 7x quantity squared, and then I need to distribute that square. So I get 1 over 7 squared times x squared, which is 1 over 49x squared. And that's your answer. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have this first set here, or this first set of parentheses, to the 0th power. Now, anytime that you have something to the 0th power, it just turns into 1. So it essentially is disappearing because this is multiplication. So really, we're doing 1 times, and now we've got 3xy to the 3rd power. Now, again, we've got parentheses here, and so that 3rd power is going to transfer to the 3, the x, and the y. So that 1 that we wrote in the beginning here is kind of arbitrary now, but now we're going to have 3 cubed times x cubed times y cubed, and we're able to simplify that 3 cubed to 27 x cubed y cubed, and that is your answer. Okay, for number 16, you need a common denominator to subtract and simplify this problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the a cubed over a, and I need to get it on the bottom to be a to the 4th power, so I have a common denominator. So I'm just going to multiply by a cubed on the top and the bottom. And that turns into, I might be writing this too big. Oops. What that's going to turn into is a to the 6th power over a to the 4th power, and then minus 4a to the 6th power over a to the 4th power. So now we've got this under a common denominator here. We know it's going to be a to the 4th power, and then we've got a to the 6th power minus 4a to the 6th power. Just for the sake of anybody who's watching this, I'm going to write this out in my numerator. But what is going to happen is, because we have a to the 6th power and a to the 6th power, those are common, those are like terms. So this turns into a -3. A to the 6th power, because this has a 1 hidden in front of it. So this is a to the 4th power. And then the last thing here is we have a to the 6th power and a to the 4th power. So we're actually going to have some of those a's cancel out. Like I said, really sorry about the noise. And you should get -3a squared. Okay. Next one, you're going to do the distributing just like we've been doing. So you're going to have 4 to the 3rd power and x to the, now remember, if you are cubing, like if you're taking x to the 3rd power and then you're putting it to the power again, you're actually going to multiply. So back here, what we did was we were multiplying the two together, so we added the exponents. But if you're doing x cubed to the 3rd power, you multiply. So then we've got 16 times 4, which I think is 64. So I think you get 64x to the 9th power for that problem. Okay, This next one, notice how the parentheses are over the numerator and the denominator. There's a really big set of parentheses here. This squared goes to every single piece that's in this parentheses. So I'm gonna write it all out. It's gonna be 5 squared, u squared, squared. We'll just write it like that first. And then we have over 2 squared times v squared, squared. 5 squared is 25. U squared to the second power is going to be u to the 4th power. Then 2 squared is 4. V squared to the second power is v to the 4th power. And you can't simplify anything in this, so that's your answer. All right, for this one, we need to get rid of the negative exponents first. So I'm going to keep my parentheses, but this turns into 1/3 plus 1/2 squared. And now I'm going to simplify in the parentheses first. Remember, you need to combine like terms, and these are both constants, the 1/3 and 1/2. So you wouldn't distribute the square to both of these pieces. You only would distribute the square if you can't simplify any further in the parentheses. So I can imagine that maybe a few people got mixed up on that. We need to get a common denominator. We're going to do that by making the denominators 6 for both of these. So this is going to turn into 2/6, and then we have 3/6 as the 1/2. Then that's all squared. Add them together, you get 5/6 squared. And then remember that just like we had in number 18 up there, the square is going to impact the numerator and the denominator. So you get 25/36. For number 20, we need to deal with this inner squared first before we do anything. So maintain those first parentheses, and we're going to get 9/16 plus 1 quantity squared. Again, we have to simplify inside of the parentheses before we deal with that square. So we're going to turn this 1 into 16ths. And so we have 9/16 plus 1 would be 16/16, and that's all squared. So now 9 plus 16 is going to give me 25/16, and we square this, and I think, I really don't want to do this on my calculator right now because I'm trying to go fast, but I think it's 625 over, I'll just do it on my calculator. $256. Okay. All right, and then this last one for this video, the best way I think to handle this one would actually be to simplify everything down that's in the fraction, because as you can see, we've got like x squared, and then we've got a regular x. So we've got a bunch of stuff that can cancel out. So that just turns into a regular x. The y squared cancels out, and then this turns into y to the 6th power. And then the z squared cancels out completely, and that turns into z to the 4th power. So we should be left with x y to the 6th power over z to the 4th power, all squared. And then we just distribute that. So x squared y to the 12th over z to the 8th power. Because remember, if we're taking a square and we're raising it to a power, we multiply. So that's your answer for that. And hopefully this helped you understand exponents better. Thanks for watching. Bye.